When you're ready to create a shift in your body, and you may have been in chronic pain for a long time, or you may have had an injury, or you may have had chronic issues that you want to address, the first hurdle is deciding that you're ready. And when you're ready, that comes from a place of fear. We're worried that we tried it before, it didn't help. We've had it such a long time, it's not going to help. I've been to different people, it didn't help. And so our body and our brain are trying to protect us and keep us in that place. They want us to stay there because we know what's going on. It's better to stay there. And believe me, I've been there. I have, if you haven't met me before, my name is Suri Hewlett, and I am a musculoskeletal physical therapist, or physiotherapist if you're not in America. And I had breast cancer about 5 years ago, and that ended up with me having a double mastectomy. It spread to my lymph nodes, so I ended up getting axillary clearance. And throughout that time, I was in chronic pain, and I still am in chronic pain. However, what the issue was for me was knowing what my boundaries were, and mine were very, very specific. I was able to do certain things, but if I did too much, it would flare things up. And if I did this, it would flare things up. So what ended up happening was that my hips were very sore, my knees were very sore, my ankles were very sore, my shoulders were sore. And a lot of it was just from the medication, from the chemo and then ongoing support medication. So I ended up with being very restricted in what I could and couldn't do. And I had very, very specific boundaries that I would go, no, if I do that, I know I'm going to be sore. If I do this, I know I'm going to be sore. And then gradually over time, what I've done is try to accept that a lot of this is just fear. Because it had happened before, I didn't want to do it again. And because I knew if I did too much, I would then be in agony for 3 or 4 days, I didn't want to choose to do that again. So what it took for me was a little bit of a mental battle to actually go, you know what, instead of trying to go from 0 to hero and smash your body, which is what I was doing, I was like, right, I'm just going to do this, and I would smash it. And then of course I'd get sore, because it was like, you know, you're trying to run 5Ks, or not that I run, but I was trying to do too much too soon. And what I needed to do was take the baby steps that allowed me to have positive experiences to the point where I can now do what I choose to do. And the same comes with chronic pain and chronic illness and chronic injury, that most of the time we just go, I'm fed up with this, I'm just going to try it, and I'm just going to do this, and then we have a negative experience. So we go, I tried it before, it didn't help, I've tried it with this, it didn't help, I've tried this, it didn't help. And what we really need to do is stop and just go with, what if it is going to work? When you try to change things, you need to be on board with it in your head. So your brain needs to be on board that maybe this time it can be different. Your brain also needs to be on board that you're trying something in a different way to what you've done before. And your brain also needs to be on board that, you know, there is somewhere to go back from and move to. So if you're trying to run 5Ks, you're not going to go straight out and run 5Ks. You're going to walk, run. You're going to prep yourself, then you're going to build up, and then you're gradually going to increase the time that you run compared to the time that you walk. And the same needs to happen when we're having, you know, rehab, or when we're doing different things. We actually need to lay down the foundations first. The foundations, when you have been in chronic pain, are not going and blasting yourself at boot camp, or trying to build up your core, or trying to get strong glutes, and trying to move and stretch and agitate things that are already uncomfortable, because that gives you that negative reinforcement all the time. And you go, yeah, tried it, didn't work, tried this, it didn't work, been to here and it didn't work. What you need to do is have positive movement experiences first. What does that mean? That means that if you know, if you do this, it hurts. We need to find a way for you to do it that your brain goes, oh, that wasn't too bad, that was okay. And then we need to build on that. And then it needs to learn, actually, it's okay for me to do this, and it's not too bad, and it doesn't hurt. And yes, I can stretch this way, and yes, I can release the muscle this way, and yes, I can build my muscle this way. That kind of input is what changes everything. Because then what happens is you are getting the information that you need. you're getting the progress that you need. You're getting the foundations and everything being built the way that you need. And you're on board with it in your body because your body's like, okay, that was okay. I'll do a little bit more of that. Yeah, that was okay. I can do this. And then it will let you do more. It's the same thing with the brain. If the brain is like, I don't want to do that because it hurts, and then you do something and it's not that bad, and it's not painful, and it allows you to move, and you think, oh, that was okay. Your body and your brain is on board, and that's where the magic happens. And where most people fail and where most problems come in is that whole fear aspect gets reinforced. I'm going to try this, it didn't work, it hurt, told you it hurt, it doesn't work. And then you reinforce everything again. You need to break that cycle. So number one, you need to be willing. Number two, you need to do the right things, and that means doing the right steps and not jumping too far ahead so that you haven't got those background things in place. And you need to have positive experiences, and that means that whatever you're doing needs to minimize or control the pain, so you know that's working. It needs to allow you to move and it's not irritated. It needs to allow you to stretch and it's not irritated. It needs to allow you to have that positive experience, because if without that positive experience there is no point whatsoever, and I can guarantee you will not do it because it hurts and it's not showing you that it works. Here, when we have pain and we're stuck in that chronic cycle, needs to know that this is okay, you are safe, the body is safe. Yes, it's different. Yes, I'm moving, but I'm safe. And how do I quantify that? I quantify that with, if you have that positive experience and you do that, then we need to take the next step, and then we add that on, then we take the next step, and then we add that on. So within a couple of weeks you look back and go, oh my God, look how much I'm doing, and I'm not worried about it, and I'm not scared about it, and it's okay, and I haven't been irritated, and it's been positive. And then you can start layering on more and more and more, where when you start here and try and blast it, everything goes to boo, because the body just goes, what the hell? And it goes a little bit crazy, and we get stuck in that cycle again. So I would love to help you, because this is my area of expertise. This is how I have got so many of my clients moving again, and also moving very quickly and pain-free very quickly, because when you trust your body, and that comes back to the fear, you fear moving and you don't trust your own body, and you feel your body has control of you, so that you can't do anything to your body or with your body because your body won't let you. That doesn't work. You need to be in control, and when you know what you can do and you have that positive, that control switch is switched and you can start to fly. So I would love to help you. I have helped many people before, and I would love to help many more in the future. So I have 3 or 4 different ways that you can work with me. Either just testing the water in like an assessment section, where I can tell you what we would need to do to get you where you want to be, where you are in maybe a group membership program where you just go and let me just have a little feel and see what's going on. Maybe you want to do an intensive where we're actually in a group session as an intensive. Or maybe you would like to do, yes, I want to get this sorted, I want to know what to do, and I want to work with you one-on-one, and I want to know exactly what I need to do for me. So if any of the above sounds like you, then message me, because if we can get your body on board and your brain on board and your mind on board and you on board with positive experiences, my, everything changes. And I would love everything to change for you for the better. Message me. Let's get going.